Hi, I'm Jennifer from Shabby Fabrics. Today I'm going to show you a really fun technique of how to add just a little bit of blush to the cheeks of, in this case, Santa, or maybe a snowman, an angel, whatever it is that you want to add a little bit of blush to. Sometimes people are really afraid to go get just a little bit of paint and a fabric dye brush, but today I want to show you how simple and fun it is to do that. Now what I have in front of me is the Christmas Shabby Shapes. They're exclusively available at Shabby Fabrics. This is the Santa, and isn't he handsome? He's so cute. We also have snowmen, gingerbread men, reindeer, candy canes. So the snowman is another great one that you might want to blush their cheeks, especially if it's a lady, a snow lady, not a snowman. Let me show you how we'll be doing the Santa today. Now, depending on your expertise, maybe you have never done something like this. If that's true, I would recommend that you blush the cheeks, put a little bit of blush on the mouth area, probably before you assemble the whole Santa, for example, only because it would be very easy to get some on the beard or some on his mustache. Now, if you're an experienced comfortable using a brush, you might feel comfortable ironing the whole thing down and then trying to add the blush accent afterward. Today I'm going to do that off the project because I want you to see how the first thing I recommend that you do in the Santa shapes, for example, I think you get 3 or 6 Santas in here. You get enough that you would be able to assemble one and see what the layout is so that you can understand where you would put the blush. For example, I want the blush coming up right above the mustache and a little bit on the lower lip. So I'm just going to kind of visualize. I'm going to move that away. It's separated. It's not ironed down at this point. So let me put that back again so I can visualize where that's going to be and where I'm going to blush those cheeks. So I'm going to be putting some blush right in this region, probably about halfway, and a little bit across the lower lip. Now this is a fabric dye brush, very affordable. You're going to use this. I use this in applique. Anytime I'm blushing cheeks, this is my go-to brush. It's a fabric dye brush. This is the size 2. They also make the size 4. It's a little bit bigger, a little harder to control where the blush goes. So I like the smaller size. Now I've got a water-based paint here. That's just kind of a blush color that I like. I just picked this up at Michael's. This is Folk Art, Crushed Coral. Pick a color that you like. I just have a Post-it note. Don't use a paper towel. I tried that and it just gets very linty. And that's not helpful. So I have just a Post-it note. Anything that doesn't have lint. I'm just going to dip into my paint and I am going to kind of swirl it around on my paper and keep moving it around until I feel like there's almost nothing there. I'm often convinced that there's no paint there, and then when I'm at that point, it's time to go. But as long as you keep seeing paint, then you know it's not quite ready. So you see how it appears as though there's nothing on there, but there is. Let's start with the lower lip. Now, I like to add a little bit of an accent down in this region. Notice I just kind of keep brushing this on. And it builds in layers. It's not just bam, it's on. It's going to build in layers. Okay? And you're just going to repeat that till you're sure that it looks like there's nothing there. I'm going to bring in a little bit of color in here. I want to show this to you. Can you see it starting to build subtly, very subtle? This takes time to do it properly. And you just kind of keep working it. You see that little bit of little color on the lip there. Now we'll do the same thing with the cheeks. Again, working that brush. One thing I want to let you know is when you're done using this, it's really important that you wash this brush with soap and water and let it dry completely before you attempt to use it again. I have used them before when they weren't quite dry, and what a mess. It was just mud. There was no flow to the paint at all. So just know you need to probably let that dry overnight. As we said, the cheeks are about up in this region. So I'm just going to kind of create an arc in here. Might turn that to the side. This brush is brand new. It's never been worked through before, so it's really resistant to the paint. So I'm going to dip in and get just a little bit more. I need to start seeing some color here. Okay. Again, takes patience and time. Keep going into the arc. And I'm going to keep adding layers to this cheek. And I'll come over here and start adding layers to this cheek. Then, when I'm all done, I'm going to iron my pieces down to the background. And I want you to see how different the unblushed Santa looks with the blushed Santa. And how this is a really sweet touch. So be sure to pick up your stipple brush and your Shabby Shapes from Shabby Fabrics. Get yourself some paint and just have a great time adding some blush to those cute little cheeks on all of the Shabby Shapes available at shabbyfabrics.com.